Morning, friends. On this Victory Monday, the Dallas Cowboys are 4-1, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say on First Take. Although, Stephen A. Smith is, in fact, a closet Cowboy fan. That's right. You heard it from Joe Boo. He's beginning to turn and defend our team. And today, I can't believe what he said, which is point on, about Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys. As always, friends, thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't, click over here on the little button of me and Sean Lee. Let's go to the tape.
Crashing through the right side to the goal line. Touchdown, Cowboys. Snap to Prescott, and it's an option keep. Prescott around the right side, and touchdown, Cowboys. Dak back looking. Now sprints out right. Now throws it over the middle of Beasley at the 12, at the 5. Touchdown. Feed Elliott. Coming right. 50-yard line and sprinting. He's going 20 and 10. Zeke Elliott. 60 yards. Touchdown, Cowboys.
We go as this offensive line goes, and when they block the butts off like they did tonight and give me a chance to make passes down the field, I think we'll have success.
Welcome, Cowboys. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Another week here on First Take. Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Gentlemen. Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
One of those.
No, listen, it was a bad feeling watching the Cowboys for any non-Cowboys fan this weekend.
Let's go. Let's just go. Let's start it off.
Pretty good.
All right. Dallas must be feeling pretty good about themselves because clearly Stephen A. is not sitting in first in the division at 4-1. Meanwhile, the Giants and Eagles both taking L's, and their two rookies, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, looking like vets. Stephen A., we've asked this question before, but did Romo officially lose his job after?
Let me put it to you this way. I believe he should. I can't sit there and speak for Jerry Jones because we know Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. After all, Tony Romo is not a football player. He's not just a quarterback. He's the prodigal son. He's the adopted son of Jerry Jones. And far be it for him to mess with somebody he considers blood, because that's what Tony Romo is the equivalent of. I mean, Tony Romo might as well be Stephen Jones. Tony Romo's last name might as well be Jones. As far as I'm concerned, it should be Tony Jones. That should be his name. Why do we even call him Tony Romo anymore? He's obviously a Jones. He's family, okay? Because that's the only reason why this man should still be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. As far as I'm concerned, Dak Prescott and the way the Dallas Cowboys are flowing, you don't rock this boat. You don't disrupt, what's going on here. You don't mess with it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You've got the #1 rushing attack in the entire NFL. You've got you're #2 in the entire NFL in terms of yards accumulated, okay? You've got the #9 ranked offense. You've got a quarterback in Dak Prescott that's gone 4 consecutive games completing at least 70% of his passes. What is there to talk about? Everything is flowing. You're making news for the right reasons, for a change, because Lord knows that is an aberration. You stick with that. You stick with Dak Prescott. I can't speak to what Jerry Jones will do because he can be idiotic when it comes to his prodigal son. But as far as I'm concerned, based on what I have seen, it should be official. It should be Dak Prescott's team. Tony Romo's days should be numbered. He shouldn't be thinking about being the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys any longer. Maybe you could go into the summer and compete for the job again, but you shouldn't mess with what's happening right now, even though we all know anything's possible with Jerry Jones.
Well, I'm glad you've come around to my way of thinking. If the Cowboys are 5-1, 6-1, and Dak is playing well, Tony Romo, is he healthy? Is he perfectly healthy? Is he the healthiest person ever? There are always reasons to keep the guy who's supposed to get the job back out. This is the history of the NFL. Kurt Warner got his job and lost his job to injury. And Mark Bulger, on his best day, was not Kurt Warner, but they had reeled off a bunch of wins, the Rams, at the time. Kurt Warner never was the Rams quarterback again. That's the way it goes. I've been saying that all along. But what happened to Stephen A. Smith, who's sitting there going, Dak doesn't throw outside the numbers, and
I still feel that way.
Passes down the field.
But if you recall what I specifically said, and I appreciate you not just talking, but literally asking me and giving me a chance to answer your little diatribe, your little slick self trying to get at me. Here's what I have said, and I have said this repeatedly. We got to look at their record, but more importantly, we have to look at what Dak Prescott is doing before we're ready to anoint him and supplant and allow him to supplant Tony Romo. That is what I said. Y'all were sitting there talking about, well, you know what, Tony Romo should be gone because of the way this guy did after 2 games. I'm saying no. If the man is playing well and the team is flowing, you don't disrupt that for Tony Romo.
Therefore, well, right, I did not anticipate they'd be 4-1. I don't anticipate they'll be 6-1. But if they are 6-1 and they look good yesterday, I mean, they look good both sides of the ball. The defense looked good. The offensive line is amazing, of course. And Dak is good. And Ezekiel Elliott was very good. But if you can't say that Tony Romo just lost his job yesterday, because the next 2 games at Green Bay, then a bye week, then the Eagles at Dallas. Now, there are a lot of different scenarios that could unfold here. They go to Green Bay and win at Green Bay, Tony Romo's going to be not perfectly ready to play for a little while longer. But they lose at Green Bay. Okay, no big deal. You lost at Green Bay. You're not supposed to win
They might lose
on
at
the
Green
road.
Bay.
Yeah, they might. Okay, so they do. Then you have a bye week. Then coming off the bye, Romo's going to be ready right around then, likely. You lose to the Eagles at home, especially if Dak doesn't play well, Romo's job right again. So you can't say based on yesterday, this is now Dak Prescott's job. It's still, we're going to take it game by game, obviously, if they continue to win. But if they lose to Green Bay, if they lose to the Eagles at home, it's Romo's job.
But this is the part that I don't believe you've ever considered. Let's say, for example, they lose to a Green Bay or anybody else. It's 40-35. It's 35-31 or something like that. That's not about Dak Prescott. Let's look at this here. Dak Prescott has attempted 155 passes. He's completing 69% of his passes. He still has yet to throw an interception. And Ezekiel Elliott is averaging 5 yards a carry. And I got on Ezekiel Elliott after game 1 because he said he was average. I said, no, you were worse than average. Stop lying to the American public. This brother is showing up. Now, I give it to the offensive line. They are doing exactly what we predicted they're going to do. But if you're able to run the ball effectively, and you've got a guy that's not turning the ball over, and you have a relatively balanced attack where the Dallas Cowboys have attempted 169 rushing attempts this year, and they've thrown the ball 155 times. I'm looking at Dak Prescott. Do you know that he's run the ball 19 times? So if you take away the 19 times that he's run the football, he's thrown the football 155 times. They have run the ball 150 times. That is a balanced offensive attack. Who has the potential to disrupt that? The gunslinger himself, Tony Romo. Yes, he's the one that wanted Jerry Jones to go out and get an offensive line. That is absolutely true. He's the one that wanted that. He's the one that schmoozed with Jerry Jones and got him to see the error of his ways as it pertains to an offensive line. But he's also the dude that will take chances. He's also the dude that will make ill-advised turnovers. And if you got a guy that's not doing that, and you have a fan base that has gravitated to him, and you're winning football games, and all that momentum for the first time in about 22 years is flowing in the direction of the Dallas Cowboys. Only Jerry Jones would think about interrupting that to take care of his boy. Only Jerry Jones will be interested.
Just watch this for a second. Can you ask me the question you asked him off the top? Do you remember what the question was?
Yeah, did he lose his job? Officially lose his job?
No. The answer is no. I mean, that's the answer to the question. Did Romo officially lose his job yesterday?
Well,
the answer to that question is no.
Well, we're talking about what we believe because the only person who can make that official decision is Jerry Jones, okay? So clearly, when we ask that question, we're surmising about what we believe should happen based
what
on...
I'm saying is it's too early now.
And I'm saying
How can you say that when you have a great game at Green Bay coming up, then the bye week, and then the Eagles at home? That is when this will be decided. And even if Dak Prescott, in fact, wins that job and Romo loses it to injury in Dak's play, even if they are 5-2, 6-1, and they win those games,
can I confess something?
He kind of lost his job because if Dak has 2 bad games in a row, they'll go back to Romo.
Can I confess something?
Sure.
I must confess this on the national airways because I can't help myself. I just can't help it. Did you see Tony Romo yesterday? He just looked like one of those. I mean, the only thing that was missing was palm trees and the sunshine. Did you see how he was reclined, just chilling back? Life is just so beautiful right now. I don't have a care in the world. I got this check that I'm collecting. You know, I get to go home to see the wife and kids. I don't have to worry about my back getting hurt again because I'm not playing that much. I'm getting paid. The owner's happy. Everybody's happy. Nobody's really thinking about me right now, and we're winning football games. He seems to be somebody incredibly content with the current state of affairs as it pertains to the Dallas Cowboys. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. And I
Always
applaud him for
wondered.
that. I applaud him
Always
for that.
wondered. I said it on this
I
show
applaud him for
about
that.
Tony Romo, coming from where he came from to the heights he reached as the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, which is in fact, once upon a time it was center field for the Yankees, point guard for the Lakers. Quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is or heavyweight champion of the world. Quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys in this country is the #1 job in sports. Got the huge contract, a couple of them actually. He made it. Maybe that was his Super Bowl.
Okay.
Maybe he was satisfied
All
with
right.
that.
Well, say no more. I see he's coming. I see he's coming along.
No,
You're getting there. You're getting there.
I
You're
didn't say
getting
he's
there.
happy
You're
because he's
getting
taking
there.
over a winning team in his mind.
Really?
That's just me.
Okay.
The answer to the question
You
is
would
no.
say that because you know it's Molly gonna find a silver lining. Now, I hear you. I hear you.
Sorry, someone's got to be optimistic. We want you guys to weigh in. Did Tony Romo lose his job